Hello, Angus here, another Strength ERG video. This one is the Strength ERG, the fountain of youth. And potentially, yes, it could be. So out of all the longevity protocols that are happening just now, exercise is at the top, and particularly for aging, strength training. For two reasons. There's two things that happen. There's sarcopenia, which is the loss of muscle, and dynopenia, which is the loss of strength. So the precursor to the strength ERG was called the concept to dyno. Dynopenia is the loss of strength. So when you go to the doctors, if you go to really good doctors, you'll do a grip test. That grip test, if that is weak, that's a systemic sign that you are weaker overall. It's not that training your grip strength will give you youth. It's just a sign that you have lost strength and power. If you do that at 40, do it at 50, do it at 60, that number should go down, but it doesn't have to. So one of the first things to go are your type 2 muscle fibers. So you got your type 1 muscle fibers. Those are for long duration things, but they're not as fast. But there are a couple of advantages. They take longer to fatigue and they have more blood flow. Your type 2 muscle fibers, and the way you remember type 2 muscle fibers is they're twice as fast, or that's how you remember those are the fast twitch muscle fibers. Those degrade faster, and once they're gone, you may not get them back, particularly past the age of 40. So if they're gone, they're gone. So you want to do strength-based movements where you're reaching fatigue. So if you can walk 20 miles without taking a rest, that's type 1 muscle fibers. But if you can only do 10 reps of, say, squat, 10 reps of bench press, so I'm not talking about strength or barbell movements, and on the 9th rep, you're like 9, and then on your 10th rep, you're like 10, and you guys got a gun to your head and you can't do any more, that is you fatiguing your fast twitch muscle fibers, which is really important for longevity. On the strength ERG, you can potentially do 510 reps, but they'll start really good. Let's say your leg press is 150. If you do 510 reps, your last ones will be like 10 kilos. So you're going from using your type 2 muscle fibers, or your fast twitch muscle fibers, all the way down to your type 1 muscle fibers, or your slow twitch muscle fibers. So my prescription is basically 3 sets of 10 on chest press, 3 sets of 10 on row, and then you might want to do 15 reps on legs. I'm finding most people on this, 10 reps it's just not enough. 15 to 20 reps. 3 sets of those, so 3 sets of chest press, 3 sets of row, and 3 sets of leg press twice a week, awesome. 3 times a week, awesome. As the only form of strength training you're doing, you are going to activate the muscles you need. You're also going to get a cardiovascular benefit from this. And if this is the only thing you do, I think it's going to be just fine. I would love you doing other movements in the gym, especially because this is concentric only, which means you're only activating on the way out. On the way back, there's nothing. Or if you had a barbell bench press, you would get resistance on the way back. But you want to produce power and speed. Training your strength will help you do that. Also, once a week, put the damper right down to 1 and try and go as fast as you can. Don't worry about how strong the number is. You want to connect this to your app and you want to look at drive speed and you want to get that drive speed as high as you can. Do that once a week, that would be great. And then the other times, try and max out, try and get the biggest number you possibly can. And over time, this should go on. I'm going to show you a screenshot in a future video from one of my clients that's doing half an hour twice a week on this, which is really cost effective for her. Plus she's getting the data back, but her chart is just going up and up. And with regular training, you're really looking for progression. So if I say bench press and squat, that's just a list of exercise. The real art in coaching or programming is, where's the progression? How are we going to add volume to that? We're going to add more weight to the bar, we're going to add more reps, or we're going to add more set, are we going to add more speed with something velocity-based training? With the strength ERG, it's self-administrating. So you do your 3 sets of 10. Next week, just try your hardest. The number should be slightly better, or your average should be slightly better. And it might not be better next week, but if you check month to month, that should definitely be going up if you're focused and doing your sets properly. So the strength ERG for longevity, absolutely awesome. if you're wanting longevity supplements, I highly recommend Do Not Age. They just make the purest, best longevity supplements. They also have a host of information on the website, which is awesome. They've got the purest NMN, which is a molecule that makes NAD, which is one of the things that makes you feel young and you get crazy amount of energy. So if you are getting older, I would definitely recommend some of those. Some of my other videos talk about them, but this was Strength Erg and longevity. I'll check you guys in another video.